Hi there, my name is Dr. Ross Pelton. Lately, a lot of people have been asking me questions about vitamin D, how much to take and what dosage level they should be thinking about. So I'm going to spend some time today talking about vitamin D and explaining a little of the history of it. And so there's been a lot of changes in vitamin D science in the last several years. For about 75 years, scientists thought vitamin D's only function was to regulate the absorption of calcium and a couple of other minerals through the intestinal tract. And by regulating calcium absorption, vitamin D was thought to be one of the main nutrients that help prevent osteoporosis. Well, in the last several years, scientists have found that we now have vitamin D receptors on every cell in the body. Vitamin D controls well over 1,000 genes, and many of these genes regulate our immune system. So now all of a sudden we find out that vitamin D does much more than just regulate calcium absorption and prevent osteoporosis. It's one of the most critical things for controlling our immune system. Now, we get vitamin D when sunlight strikes our skin. There's a chemical reaction from the ultraviolet rays that causes a change from a chemical in our skin to create vitamin D. So that's our natural source of vitamin D from sunlight. We call it, the vitamin D is the sunshine vitamin. But it turns out most people don't get enough sun exposure on their skin directly to generate enough vitamin D to get therapeutic levels for a good healthy immune system. There's a study from Florida where people down there get lots of sunlight. Most people in Florida are deficient in vitamin D. So even in southern United States, people aren't getting enough sun exposure. We're also concerned about skin cancer, so a lot of people are avoiding sunlight, thinking, oh, it's sunlight, ultraviolet rays, melanoma, skin cancer, and so forth. Well, that is true. An excess of intense sunlight exposure midday for hours on end with baby oil slathered all over your skin or lying on an air mattress in a swimming pool, that's not healthy. But everybody should strive to get about 20 or 30 minutes of natural sunlight per day on a good portion of their skin, especially their legs and arms and the face. And people that are concerned about skin cancer go out in the sunlight, but they put sun protection factor 907 on their skin. You know, there's all of these different products for blocking the ultraviolet rays of the sun and protecting you against skin cancer. Well, you're blocking your body's ability to make vitamin D. So I think it's very important for people to consider taking vitamin D supplements. And now that we understand vitamin D's role in the immune system, turns out that the dosage levels required for optimum immune system activity from vitamin D are much higher. So I'm recommending that people take vitamin D dosage levels from 2,000 to 5,000 international units per day. It's the way we measure vitamin D dosages in international units. Periodically, people should get a blood test, have their doctor order a blood test to test their vitamin D levels. I'd like to have people get up in the range of 50 or 60 on the low end, up to about 80. And the units are called nanograms per milliliter. You don't have to be concerned with what that means, but somewhere between 50 to 80 is the level I'd like to have people with their vitamin D levels. And for children, of course, you want to scale back the dosages a little bit. But even younger children should be taking vitamin D dosages on a regular basis. One of the exciting things that just really very recent discovery about vitamin D is one of the genes that it controls causes a chemical in our body called cathelicidin to be made. This is a powerful antibiotic in our system. So vitamin D is controlling the manufacture of a natural antibiotic in our system that protects us against bacterial infections and is a major part of our immune system. So that's the story on vitamin D. Important that people recognize that we have gone from just regulating calcium absorption up to much higher doses required to get optimal functioning of our immune system. Thanks for listening. I hope you're going to start taking your vitamin D.